Hi, Aries rising sign. Here is your weekly forecast starting on the 21st until the 27th of April. So this week is a quite massive one for you. It feels like it's a financial upgrade. For the last 7 years, Uranus has been hitting your second house, maybe causing erratic shifts in your income, your spending habits, or even your self-worth. But now the lightning moves into your third house, the house of communication, intellect, local surroundings. So you are moving from this financial instability to an intellectual kind of like revolution. This week is about taking the resources you have fought to stabilize and finally using your voice to build a better future. Now, Amor goes into your first house. And then even Palasatini will be moving into the first house this week as well. Eros enters Leo, which is your fifth house, and then Bacchus enters Gemini, which is your third house. So there's a massive focus on the self. And then now those two asteroids are adding to it as well. Your first house is the house of identity, and you are focused on yourself, but you're gonna have to review who you are, it feels like. It's about reviewing how you present yourself to the world, how you show up to the world, whether your public image matches actually your true self. You really use Eros in Leo to create. It feels like that you're gonna have a lot of spark coming up. It's a romantic spark, it's an artistic spark as well. It's about leading with your heart, and people are gonna get drawn to your passion right now if you are able to put that on a stage. You can really use that Bacchus in your third house to enjoy smart conversation, socializing, listening to a podcast, creating a podcast, right? Writing something, enjoying a witty debate with a neighbor, siblings, and so forth. However, you might not want to rush into a makeover or a sudden identity change because it might be just an Aries impulse that needs a bit more thoughts. Yeah, don't be the creative diva either. Eros in the fifth house can make you demand too much attention from romantic partners. I want to be admired. So ensure that you are sharing the joy, not just kind of like taking it. If you are single, this could even talk to us about falling in love. Now, this is also supported by the Venus and Uranus conjunction that is going to be taking place this week. And also, Bacchus can make you a bit intoxicated by gossip, shallow talk, getting involved in rumors, and then it can backfire. So make sure that you keep your communications as meaningful as possible. So we've got the Venus and Uranus conjunction in your second house. That's the grand finale of your finances. It's a sudden breakthrough regarding a salary, an asset, a deep sense of security. Somehow there is a lightning strike of clarity hitting your bank account or your understanding of your own worth. And maybe you are ready to walk out of a relationship. Maybe you are ready to increase your prices. Maybe it also says that certain type of financial philosophy has been stifling your freedom. It asks you to walk away. If an investment or a budget doesn't necessarily work, then maybe scrap it. Maybe you want to use that Venusian charm to negotiate and upgrade in your life, a favorable change in your assets, and so on. And maybe you also want to spend a little money on something that makes you feel solid and grounded. Maybe you decide that you want to be doing certain type of investments. However, if a financial situation shifts, let it go. Don't cling to something that you might have outgrown. This might not be a day when or two when you should be signing for a loan. I think wait a week or so if that happens, and your income might look very different today. Don't let it shake your confidence. It's certain type of necessary adjustments that you have to be making financially. The sun is in your second house as well, squaring Pluto in your 11th house. So this is a tension here, a tension between financial stability and your long-term dreams or your social circle. You might feel like your friends or group goals are costing you too much money, or that your personal values are preventing you from kind of like fitting in. Uh, this is an aspect. It's attention, and attention is super good to set a boundary with a group of people. So if friends are demanding that you pay for their dreams or invite them for a drink and so forth, just be honest about it, that it's not part of my capacity anymore. Pluto in your 11th house is transforming your future goals as well. So you can really use this square to cut out group projects that drain your stability, your wallet. And be unapologetic about your income. Your personal foundation is the priority right now. However, we can start using money to buy influence or friendship. Also, just because the group thinks you should share more doesn't mean you should give up your own security. And keep your personal savings separate from your certain type of group investment ideas. This is not a day when we should be borrowing money, for example. Now, of course, Uranus, while it enters the sign of Gemini, it's also going to be, Palasatine is also going to be entering sign of Aries as well. As well as Psyche enters Cancer too, all on the same day. So I have made a video about Uranus going through the sign of Gemini for each rising sign. So you might want to listen to that video because I'm not going to be talking as much about Uranus, but this might be about you learning a new way of communicating and selling yourself. Uranus in the third loves blogs, newsletters, fast courses, and so forth. You can really use the Palasatine energy in the first house to assert yourself, making a very clear, fair plan for your personal goals. And Psyche in your fourth house means that we just need a bit of a caring, a loving, a deep emotional recovery from time to time. Now, Pallas can be sometimes a bit cold. So ensure you are conveying your ideas with heart, not just with facts. Don't ignore your intuition. Psyche in the fourth house is super intuitive. Don't force yourself to be social, for example, if you want to be at home or if you need to be at home. And maybe don't read into certain type of text messages. That could be Uranus in the third house with Bacchus as well. We might be getting an erratic message and then we want to see more into it than what it means. Also, it might be telling you to think before you text. The sun in your second house also makes a sextile and a trine to the nodes. South node is in your sixth house, and the north node is in the 12th house in the sign of Pisces. So this is a alignment. This is a spiritual alignment. This is you figuring out certain type of bad habits that are potentially causing you certain type of frictions with your finances, and potentially you might be ready to let go of them. This is also about realization of your karmic path, or you finally see how your personal income and values are actually supported by your daily work habits as well as your spiritual mental health, how important that is. It's a bit of a streamlining day where you realize that your financial abundance isn't just about hard work. It's about the workflow. It's about letting go of the need to control every single output. So you can really use that Sun in Taurus to create something practical, like a solid system, a financial system, for example, and realizing when the workflow is stable, then your bank account is going to benefit from that too. You don't have to overanalyze every detail of your job. You don't have to create the perfect job. Because that might lead to certain type of exhaustion, and you get tired of kind of like following a step by step. Sometimes we have to be listening to our intuition as well. And the Northern in the 12th house definitely wants you to spend a bit time in silence, meditation, because you figure out when your mind is quiet, your creativity is also gonna appear, and that might lead to financial boosts. You can get obsessed by doing it right or critiquing every single step that you make. So let's trust that Pisces North Node and find the flow, find the joy in the process. Don't stress over every single penny. Maybe this is a day when we should be taking the simplest, most stable path today. We don't have to overcomplicate things all the time. So, as you can see, this is pretty much of a busy week, really. But I feel like with Uranus, you have to be launching your new voice. You have to use tactical logic for personal goals, and that's Palasateni in the first house. And you're going to have to nurture your home as a sanctuary, and that's your fourth house. I think it's about automating daily workflows, prioritizing financial values over perfection, and rest to unlock certain type of solutions in your life. Because once you are rested, you're gonna be able to see things better. It also feels like that, don't suppress your financial growth for others. Don't gamble with group funds. Don't cling to old debts. If you can clear them, just do so because you might find that people are kind of going to bring it up to you that you have been late a day or two. So that's your weekly energy pattern, Aries. I hope it helps, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.